Imagine ordering food from your phone. The payment processes instantly. The restaurant receives the order. The driver receives a notification. Your location updates in real time. Everything happens within seconds. Most people think the app performed the magic. It didn't. The app was merely the storefront. The real work happened behind the curtain. Dozens of independent systems communicated simultaneously. Payments, maps, identity verification, notifications, logistics. Each system speaking to another. Each system exchanging information. Each system performing tasks automatically. The invisible language enabling this coordination is called the API. And without APIs, the modern digital economy would simply stop functioning. Throughout history, growth required coordination, and coordination required intermediaries. Merchants hired clerks, companies hired administrators, banks hired processors, governments hired bureaucrats. As systems grew larger, more people were needed to move information. More information created more friction. More friction slowed growth. The digital revolution promised efficiency, but efficiency alone was not enough. Software needed a way to communicate, a way to exchange information, a way to coordinate actions, without humans standing in the middle. The solution was deceptively simple: standardized communication between machines. The API transformed software from isolated tools into interconnected systems.
An API is often described as a technical interface, but that description misses the bigger picture. An API is trust. An API is access. An API is permission. It allows one system to ask another system to perform work without understanding how the work is performed. A payment service does not need to understand banking infrastructure. A delivery platform does not need to build its own mapping system. A startup does not need to construct an entire digital ecosystem. It simply plugs into existing infrastructure, and suddenly, capabilities that once required thousands of employees become available through a single connection.
Before APIs, every company built everything: payments, authentication, communication, storage, infrastructure. The process was expensive, slow, and difficult to scale. APIs changed the equation. Companies no longer built entire systems, they assembled them like digital Lego blocks. One service provides payments, another provides communication, another provides artificial intelligence, another provides logistics. Each specialized system performs a narrow function. Together, they create massive value. The modern entrepreneur increasingly builds less and orchestrates more. The source of leverage shifts from production to integration. Every successful digital company sits on top of invisible layers: cloud infrastructure, identity systems, payment networks, data pipelines, communication services, artificial intelligence. Most customers never see these layers, but these layers determine everything. A platform appears simple on the surface, yet beneath the interface, thousands of API calls coordinate every action. The customer sees a button, the system sees an ecosystem, and the larger the ecosystem becomes, the more powerful the platform becomes. Because scale is no longer achieved by adding people, scale is achieved by adding connections. Throughout history, middlemen existed because information moved slowly. Someone needed to coordinate, verify, transfer, approve, and organize. APIs automate these functions. The software becomes the intermediary. The process becomes automated. The transaction becomes instantaneous. Every time friction disappears, new opportunities emerge. Entire industries begin restructuring around automation, not because businesses want fewer employees, but because systems naturally favor efficiency, and APIs are efficiency encoded into infrastructure. Most people believe software creates value, but software alone is rarely enough. Connected software creates value. An isolated application remains limited. A connected application becomes infrastructure. Every new connection expands capability. Every new integration expands reach. Every new ecosystem expands leverage. The greatest platforms in history did not win because they built the best products. They won because they built the strongest networks. And APIs are the invisible bridges supporting those networks.
The next generation of builders will not create everything themselves. They will connect what already exists. They will orchestrate systems, combine capabilities, and create new value from existing infrastructure. Because leverage increasingly belongs to those who understand connections, not components. The future entrepreneur is becoming less of a manufacturer and more of a systems architect, someone who understands how value flows between networks and how to redirect those flows efficiently.
Most people see apps. Architects see APIs. Most people see interfaces. Architects see infrastructure. Most people see products. Architects see systems. Because beneath every digital empire lies an invisible network of connections. And those connections increasingly determine who creates value, who controls distribution, and who captures wealth. The API revolution was never about software. It was about removing friction from civilization itself. And the future belongs to those who understand the invisible bridges connecting everything. This is Nexera, decoding systems, architecting wealth.